Alright, we're going to start this lesson by making sure that these sections are organized in the correct order. That way they're easy to work with when we start to add color. What we're going to do now is we're going to name these layers. It might seem a little redundant here, but the reason why we want to name these layers is just to make sure we have them in the right order. That's the only reason why. I like to make sure they're in the right order so that when we do anything later on, that they were organized correctly. And I think it's actually a good thing to learn how to name these layers. So the first thing we're going to do after we've named these layers is make sure that they're in the correct order. So if I turn off the eyeball here right now, you can see this layer and then this layer. They're not quite in the right order. So what I'm going to do is move these around. And so I'm going to take the top left and place it underneath layer 2, and then let's turn these on. There we go. You don't have to do this in the same order or the same way. I just like to have them organized so that each layer is correctly layered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge all of these layers together, because when we color this, when we start to put colors in these, each section has to be its own cordoned off entity, meaning this black outline has to make one continual shape around it so that our colors will fill in correctly, and you'll see that in just a moment when we start to fill in the colors here. Alright, so we've got everything organized correctly. Let's go ahead and merge our layers together. So we're just going to flatten all of these layers together. Notice I scrolled all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to flatten all the layers. Notice that it's locked again. Let's go ahead and unlock this, double click on it, unlock it, and we can change the name here if we'd like to. I'm going to double click on it and simply call this outline again. And then if we need to do anything later, we've already got it built in that that's the outline of everything here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start to paint with the paintbrush here. So, or excuse me, the paint bucket. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to change these colors. We're going to use nice bright colors. And so let's go ahead and select our color picker. Now this is the foreground color, the white is the background color. How do I know that? Well, if I hold my cursor over this tool long enough, the name will pop up and you'll easily see what the names are here of the tools if you just hold it over the top. So that's my foreground color, and that's what I want. So I'm going to double click on this, get my color picker, I'm going to select red and say OK, and I'm going to fill in the hair here with my paint bucket. And so let's go ahead and fill in the hair. Now let's do a blue and OK. Take my paint bucket, fill that in. Let's do a nice dark green and do the hair here, and let's do another one final color here. We'll just do 4 colors, and we'll go get us a yellow and say OK and fill that in. Now the whole reason for having these sections is that we're going to use colors that never repeat in the same parts of each one of these 4 images. So I've got red hair, blue hair, yellow hair, green hair. They never repeat. And I'm going to do that throughout all the parts of this project. Now, how can I repeat the colors here so that they're identical, so I never have to double click on the paint bucket again, and just hope that I have the right color selected? What I'm going to do is make sure that every color is identical. So I'm going to use my eyedropper, and I'm going to select the color, and now I'm going to get my red here, so my paint bucket will be red, and I'll fill in that area. And now let's see, I don't want to fill red in any of these backgrounds again, so let's go ahead and use a different color. So let's take our eyedropper, and let's select the blue, and I'm going to take my paint bucket and fill in the background with blue. And I'll do the same thing with my green here. Select the eyedropper and place it in the green, and now I'm going to go ahead and take my paint bucket and fill this color in. And now let's see here, there's only one color I haven't chosen yet, and that is my yellow. So let's take our eyedropper and select the yellow, and now we're going to go ahead and take the paint bucket and do the background in yellow, and so on and so on and so on. Let's do the eyebrows. I don't want to use any of these colors again in the same place, so let's go ahead and, you know what, we'll do green, and we'll put the eyebrows in here. You may have to repeat colors throughout this project, but try not to. We'll see what happens as we go along, and if we run into a difficult spot, we'll change it up. Let's go ahead and put blue here in this one, and so we're just going to do eyebrows right now, and we're simply going to take our eyedropper, and we've already got green, so let's do yellow. And that's the hardest thing, is as you get into going through this, you start to kind of lose what areas you might be working in, or you may forget which colors go where, and it's an easy mistake to make. So I've done blue, green, yellow, so I've got to do red. So let's select red and a paint bucket, and let's put the red eyebrows in here. Okay, and now let's do something different. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and select let's select blue here, and we'll put blue in the face here, and let's go ahead and select we can't use green, and so since we use blue here, let's go ahead and do red here. So let's go ahead and do red, and now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll use yellow here, and then of course here we've used everything except green, so let's go ahead and get green and paint bucket, and there we go. And we're going to keep doing this throughout the project, okay? So if you have any questions, we'll wrap this up in the next lesson. Come see me if you have questions, or email me, okay? Good luck.